Aloha Stampers, I'm Cheryl Hamilton, and thanks so much for taking a look at my Jar of Flowers class. In this video today, we're gonna make 3 different cards using the Jar of Flowers bundle. And the first is this pretty, it's a pink card, Rococo Rose, where the jar is pink and the has lots of gold in it, and this paper is just gorgeous. I love that. The second card is kind of a country card with sunflowers, and then the third one is kind of my favorite because it's a shaker card. I love those. I have 2 different ones because I was just seeing, I have these new faceted gems in that one, and you can see the sparkle in the water. That was fun with Winkastilla. And then this one, I used some iridescent ones that I had in my stash of retired ones. Yeah, so hope you're making your card with me, and just pause the video whenever you need to catch up or something. Okay, thanks a lot. This is the first mason jar card I'm going to show you how I put together. My favorite thing, the thing that struck me first, was this beautiful paper. It's In Good Taste. It's a designer series paper that when I saw that, the textures, it looked like it was, you know, painted on there with some embossing paste. So I just love that. That's just one of them. It has lots of woods and different textures on it, and things that look like linoleum and tile and different things. It's really neat. Anyway, so I'll show you how I made this card. Start with just a card base of Rococo Rose. What is it? It's 5.5 by 8.5 and scored down the middle. So just right in half. And then I cut a piece of this paper. I started by cutting it for the first layer. I usually go a 1/4 of an inch in. So this was 4 inches by 5.25. And then I just sliced off a 1/2 inch of it there, and I'm going to glue them down like this with my Tombow. Figure out which I like it like this. Before I glue stuff down, I always think, okay, is it going to have a ribbon behind it? And this one's not, because you don't want to glue until you're sure you don't have something tucked behind this. That's pretty straight. Okay, so there's how I started. And then let me see, I'm going to punch out using Jar of Flowers. It's my new mason jar punch, and a scrap piece of Rococo Rose. Okay, just to get a jar. And before I pop it up with my dimensionals, this one I'm going to have some gold in the card. So I am using, this was a combo pack, Forever Greenery Trim Combo. So it came with some other ribbons that I can't remember right now, but you can find it in the catalog. So I'm going to cut it and tie it a bow first. I did cut that too long, doggone it. Bows take a lot though. It's better too long than too short. Look at that stuff fraying. Oh, I think it's really, look at that. It's really neat, but I better get a bow before it goes crazy and frays all the way up there. Okay, over there. So I'll let this, gosh, you just touch it and it frays like that. It's kind of fun. I don't know if you guys will like this, but I love it. I think it's really fun. I might want to cut it a little bit shorter, but I'll wait and see what it looks like. Okay, so I'm popping it up using dimensionals. Probably 3 is fine. There you go. And now for the flowers, I put them in a big case. It's this stuff called Forever Gold Laser Cut Specialty Paper. And this is so much fun to mess around with. So let me see, I'm gonna grab a couple that I think look kind of neat. Doesn't even matter because every card is going to be a little different. That's pretty. Okay, I'll do that. But look at this. And when I kind of punched the pieces out because I wanted to store them in this case. And so look, some of the backgrounds are like this, just square. You also have a big old, a big wreath that you could put something in the middle. And these, it's kind of endless. It's really fun to play around with. This one's neat. And on the edges, just don't throw it away when you're done, because I clipped off things like these, and I've used those on the edge of cards too. Okay. Okay, so you could either use a glue dot, or I'm just gonna put a little teeny bit, little dab of Tombow on here. And once it looks like nothing. Where is it? See how much that is? It's so blurry, I'm sorry. But if you get it stuck down and wait a couple of minutes, it'll totally stay. Everybody uses too much glue and it kind of makes a mess, so. Okay, I think that's good. Next thing was this flower, okay? Small bloom punch, and I'm gonna grab a, this is just scratch paper, and punch one of those out, and I want to make it match somehow, so I'm using a sponge dauber, and these are called sponge daubers, or sponge daubers, and they come with something like 5 in a package and last a long time. And you just dab them in your ink and grab whatever you want and go around the edge. Actually, I think I did it. You can stop there, or you could go touch the whole thing up a little more, whatever you want. And another thing you can use if you don't have these, Stampin' Up! Has little sponges, or actually they're sort of big. They're like this big, and I cut them in 6, and you could use that. You can also use a makeup sponge and dip it in here. So I just curve it, you know, make it really curvy. And what do okay, I'm trying to think what I put on the back of that. Nope, I just did a glue dot. So I just grabbed a glue dot, and you just pick it up by pushing this on there, and it grabs the little dot. And then you push it down wherever you want. And I'm going to use some old embellishments to use them up. I have designer elements. The gold might be really pretty in that. And then I've got these that I could color. Let me try one of these. I have this that I would probably color these, what are they called? Clear faceted gems. So if anybody has things like that left over, or rhinestones or anything, you could try coloring them. But I'm gonna grab one of these. And just see. Oh, that's kind of nice. I like that. Oh yeah. Okay, so now I'm almost done. I just need the sentiment. So actually it's fine like that, but it has plenty of room right here for you to put a little sentiment. And so I'm using I So Appreciate You from this set that I really like. It's called Rustic Retreat, which you might think of as a Christmas one, but I've used everything stamps really nicely with this one, like the house and the deer, but it has some really neat fonts and sayings on it. So that's called Rustic Retreat, and I'm gonna do it in, I think I'll do it in early espresso. It's a dark brown. I like the way it looks, and it's real dark and you can see it. So I'm doing it on a scratch paper, and then I'm going to use classic label punch. And if you guys are kind of new, if you try to punch it out like this, you can't see where you're going. So turn your punch upside down. Oops. Slide it in and try to get it straight. Okay, so that's good. And I'm going to put a few dimensionals on it and put it down. This is where you want to use the mini dimensionals. They're really very handy. If you don't have these, you can just cut your dimensionals in half and it would work, but these are pretty nice to have. You know what I just thought? I don't need another dimensional on the jar side because it'll be up even. It's already popped up. So I'm taking that off. I'm going to put one there and in the middle, and I'll just put a drop of glue on this. Okay, isn't that cute? They're both real similar, but just a little bit different. Okay, the inside, I'm just going to give you a quick idea. I didn't cut this yet. Let me see. I just felt like making this one a little bit fancier and doing the inside. So since I already did this, I'm going to, okay, let me see, the sunflower someplace. Here it is. So I used a flower stamp that was from Celebrate Sunflowers, because I thought it went with this card really well. And I'm stamping it, but I'm stamping off. So I stamp on my paper, scratch paper first, and then, can you guys see? I'll just stamp on the bottom here, and it's just to make it a softer color, so I can write over it if I want to, if I'm still writing my message. And one more thing I did for fun that I used to do a lot and I haven't done is just use your sponge dabber and do the edges. Okay, so see how it kind of stands out a little bit on there? Glue. There you go. Hello again. I'm back with my second card, and this one has a real country feel to it, and I really like it. This pretty sentiment is Love and Laughter Forever After is from this new set called Forever Fern. And I don't know, these images are really pretty. I wasn't going to get it because I thought, I'm sure I have enough flowers and leaves, but this is the one that got me. And then when I stamp with them, they're beautiful. They stamp really well and they're a distinctive type of stamp. So I like this one, and they have die cuts to go with them. So yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. So I started with trying a new color, the Bumblebee, Just Jade. Those are both new in colors. The piece right here is In Good Taste, which I used on the last one, and that's 5x2. And then Flowers for Every Season is another new Designer Series paper. Where is it? Here it is. The neat thing about this one, it's 6x6, and it has flowers for every season. So as you can see, here's a Christmas one, and then what season is that? Who knows? Spring, or so it has a lot of bright colors. It's fun to work with. So I like when the new catalog comes out. I think all of you do, because there's so much, it's just fun to have new things. Okay, I'll get started. So base layer, and then all my next layers I just cut in, cut off 1/4 inch, so just to fit them in there. This is Just Jade. It's a really pretty green, kind of a warm, really warm color. Okay, the next layer, I'm going to set it aside because I see a ribbon coming. You know how that is, the ribbon, you want it tucked behind. So the white is going to, trying to see what the front is. The white is going to be on top like that, but it's got a ribbon tucked behind it. So just be careful you don't keep gluing. So In Good Taste, I'm leaving about a 1/4 inch at the bottom. And then I'm going to put this up a bit. See, choosing my colors, I basically usually go from the Designer Series paper I'm using. So I wanted to use the Jade, so I looked through here to find something that had the Bumblebee and the Jade, so I kind of just go by that. and so you don't have to sit there and compare forever. Okay, so there's that. I have a ribbon that's new and really country and cute. What is it? Bumblebee gingham ribbon, and it's 1/4 inch. It's really nice to work with. It's lightweight and gonna tie nice bows. Normally I would use a whole bunch and go around and then tie a bow, but I'm gonna show you a different way you can do it. I think it probably saves a little teeny bit of ribbon, you know, just a little bit. So I'm gonna first cut off, I'm getting Scotch tape because I know it'll stick well. One thing, and I'm just cutting off with a little bit on the ends, like a 1/2 inch or so. If you use Tombow on this, you're gonna make, you know, this kind of glue, you're gonna make a sticky mess. So don't use Tombow on ribbons. Use anything but, like, you know, snail or Scotch tape or glue dots or anything. But if you use it on ribbons, it's going to soak through, get on your fingers, and make a mess. Now, a lot of people would put some kind of a glue dots or snail under this. I'm going to see if I can just leave it. So it's kind of a personal preference. Sometimes if it really bothers me that it's not stuck down, I stick a glue dot or two under it, but you don't need to because I have some more stuff plastered on this. Okay, so back to my card with the bow. I stuck that under with Scotch tape, and I'm just gonna tie a bow. It's still connected, so I haven't cut anything off yet, and that way you don't waste too much. And I hold the middle while I'm pulling these small. And then I keep tightening it until I get it about as big as I want. And that's how I make my bows. And then you just kind of push them like this, and you're like, oh, that's a cute little bow. And see, all I wasted was this much, you know, about 1 inch. And then I'm going to stick this on with a glue dot or two. Actually, I'm going to stick it on after I get the jar because I want to get it where I want it. So let me see. Actually, I can put this down now. Okay. I'm going to use, it's the jar of flowers. This stamp set has all the jars with different things where you can act like it has water in the bottom. It has a plain one where you could put that down, stems. So it does a lot for the jar. These, I've seen a lot of people stamp those above or stamp them and fussy cut them out, and so far I've refused to do that to myself. So I've done one, you'll see it on the next card, where I've stamped and then put the jar over it. That's a lot of fussy cutting, and I know you guys appreciate that because you guys get cranky when I make you do it. Okay. So I'm going to stamp in crumb cake on crumb cake with this little image. Where'd it go? Here it is. Okay, punch it out. Okay, so I'm going to pop it up with dimensionals. I have to show you the card I did yesterday too. I just thought of that. I'm real happy with it. Okay, so it's popped up on there. I've cut this out. This was in the sunflower dyes, and I'm gonna, let me put a glue dot on. You could put a dab of Tombow, that'd be fine, but I'm gonna grab a glue dot. Be careful because you don't want it to tear. So there's my, my glue dot stuck on the back. I'm gonna just stick it in there. See, it's gonna have trouble because it's got a dimensional right there. I did it too. I'm going to cut some off and do it over because the dimensional's in the way and this one's getting bent. So I'm just going to use Tombow and change my mind. And hopefully this will work. Because the other one was coming over the top of the card. Okay, that's going to be all right. It's just, and what am I doing next? Okay, now I've got, so I can put this one down now because I can see where I like it. You know, I just thought of something else. Sorry, I should have notes in the order I do things. But you guys, if you're watching this, don't shoot me. But if you're stamping along, but you know what we should have done is stamp the sentiment on the white before we glued it down. So now I have to be perfect, and you guys do too if you're following along, or else you'll have to, you know, do something on top of it. So if the thing is, if I would have done it first, I'd have a chance there, and a chance, you know, if you flip the white around, a chance there, and then 2 more chances on the other side. So you have a lot of chances to mess up. And now I've got to get it perfect. So I will, I hope. Okay. So it looks straight. Oh, it's perfect. Boy, that was lucky. So I hope you guys get what I was saying. Before you glue the white down, it's kind of a lot smarter to stamp your sentiment. And I love this one. I'm not supposed to stamp for you. She's doing it at home. So just find a nice sentiment that looks like it would fit nicely in that space. And now I can glue this on, or glue dot it on. So there, it's getting better. And one more thing. So with the Celebrate Sunflowers, I've stamped this in Early Espresso because I thought it went well with the wood. And just for fun, except I put them away, I'm gonna color it. Can't believe I put them away. Here they are. Okay. I'm coloring the inside and the leaves first. And let me do dark first. I don't know why I like to do that, but I do. This is Crumb Cake, the Crumb Cake combo blends I'm using. And I'll just do a little bit of the inside. There. And then I always like to use the brush end. And this is the Crumb Cake Light. And I don't know what I think I did mango. It's daffodil. Okay, so I don't know what I did. So we're gonna see how this works. I've got a saffron and a daffodil. Oh, here's mango. Oh, well, I don't even know. Don't you guys love this? When I get on here and I'm not quite organized, it's kind of awful, but it's fine. These are always beautiful. It doesn't even matter. You don't need to match up the blends that much. So I like to do the dark first. And again, it doesn't matter because I've seen other demos that say I like to do the light first. And so everybody's got a preference. And so I did dark saffron, and I'm gonna go with light mango melody and see what it does. Oh yeah, that's pretty. So you can mix your colors, you can do whatever you want, but these blends are beautiful. They don't leave streaks. So I've stopped even using my markers that much. I'll get back into them, but they're very handy and nice and cheap, but they sometimes when you're coloring a big area, it'll be a little bit streaky. Okay, ooh, that's pretty. Okay, I'm gonna, what did I do? Okay, so actually do your bow last maybe. I'm gonna pop up the leaves with these little mini dimensionals. And see, the jar is already popped up. So for that reason, I don't want to pop it up more or it's going to be uneven. So I'm going to glue it on there and then stick down the leaves. So let me grab glue. Okay. Okay, this is another thing. Probably stick your bow down last. But I got it under there. It's still fine. Isn't that pretty? I like that one. And you could put Wink of Stella. Let me see. Before I'm done, I just left the inside because it was taking me forever. But before I'm done, this is such a pretty card. I'm going to do the envelope. And I just cut a different piece of designer series paper that I thought was a nice contrast to this, and I cut it at 6 by 2 1/4. I'm gonna open my envelope and put a little glue. Get it positioned, and I'm going to turn it over to cut it. There you go. So I'll put this in your packs so you guys can do that to your envelope. Isn't that beautiful? I like it. So you can do whatever you want. I'd probably stamp a sunflower on here and maybe do something to the inside. But anyway, yeah, thanks. Hope you like that one. So for the last card, we're going to do my favorite one. I just love this one. And it's really taken off on Pinterest, which is fun to see. A lot of people have pinned this. And I think it's just these colors and these gorgeous little, what are they called? Flowers for Every Season gems, because they really, they're faceted gems, and so they sparkle like crazy. So here goes. We'll show you how to do this. So if you're taking the class, you're going to grab the kit that looks like this, and let me see, I'll put this in front so I can stare at it. Fold your card. Okay, and then, okay, let me think about this. You're gonna start with the white ones. So lay these aside, and you have 3 white pieces, okay? So it's real important you pay attention to this. One of them is bigger, just by 1/4 inch. That's going to be for the inside of your card. So put it aside. And then you have 2 smaller ones, which are, let me see, I don't know what they are. I think they're 3 3/4 by 5. So what I'm going to do first is punch my jar. So I get my jar punch, stick it in there until you can't push it anymore. The base of the card is down at the bottom there. And make sure it's even on this side and this side. And when you're ready, you punch it out. So there's a cute little jar that you can probably do something with on the inside of a card or on other cards. But that's where I'm starting with. And now I'm going to do some stamping. And I kind of prefer this way of doing it instead of fussy cutting these flowers out. So these flowers are from Jar of Flowers, which has a bunch of jar things, some stems, and different flowers, you know, roses. What are these? Sunflowers, tulips, and assorted spring flowers. Okay, so I'm going to go on top of this jar that I cut out and just, I'm stamping with Pear Pizzazz. Okay, so I'm happy with that. I'm gonna, okay, just gotta think it through. Then I'm gonna put it on top. This one's gonna go under. So I'm putting them together like that, and I want to stamp something on the inside of the jar. So I've grabbed this this small one, so it looks like water, and you could probably use Pool Party, but first I'm going to stamp with the smooth edge. It's kind of the back of the stamp, and I'm using soft seafoam. Now, because it's photopolymer and it's this really flat image, I'm going to put one of these foam mats under it. I think it'll stamp a little bit nicer. So I'll try to center it and just go down. See, it's not perfect, but I'm going to decide I'm happy with it. So hopefully you guys try not to be too particular or you'll make yourself crazy. It's usually just fine. I cleaned it, I turned it over. So now I'm going to stamp these little marks. It's the same stamp, but this is the other side. Okay, so that's kind of cute that was soft seafoam. And again, you could use Pool Party or blue or, you know, different colors for that. Then I'm going to stamp these little twigs in it in Pear Pizzazz again. Now the way I did this, because I don't want to stamp and go up into this, I just move this to the side so that I can make twigs go just above where the jar is cut out. So I'm just guessing. Okay, so when I put this back on top, it's going to be like that, which is kind of perfect. And I did another, and the branches were a little bit too low, but I don't think anybody's really going to pick up on that. So now I'm going to close things up. You guys do this too, so that you don't let anything fall in your ink pads. That just happens all the time, and you got to be careful about that. Okay, let me think. Oh, I know what I want to do is grab Wink Estella. So grab that and make the water sparkle a little bit. So can you see any sparkle? There it is. I love that stuff. And I know you guys do too. Okay. Okay, so for this card, I'm using these mason jar shaker domes, and they're just so adorable. And I'm already out of them, so I need to be really careful for the class. The first thing you do is you want to put this on top. Yeah, I've got to kind of think it through. That's how I do it. Okay, so I grab my take your pick tool. I'm going to remove the top adhesive, and then I'm going to set this on top of it. Okay, just like that. I probably should color it first. Let me do a quick coloring. with this. The colors, blends that I grabbed are, what are these? Okay, first I'll do the Flirty Flamingo. So I did light and dark. I like to use the brush end, and I like to start with dark, and I have no big reason for that. That's what I prefer. But I know you could start with light and you could do other things. And I like to do it randomly like this. And I don't think you can go wrong. I should have colored it before I put this dome thing on. But anyway, I don't think you can mess up too much with these, except if you're trying real hard to get within the lines, they will bleed a little bit to the outside. So be careful when you're at the edge like this, that you don't go right over the line. You could also, instead of selecting petals like I am, you could definitely put a little dark and light in each petal. What else do I want? I think I'll just... Okay, I'm going to grab the light Flirty Flamingo, the brush end, and just try to finish up. I'm trying to hurry with these videos because I'm doing 3 cards. They're so long. I'm sorry about that. But I'm trying to put them all together so that if you guys are taking the class, this is my Jar of Flowers class, that you have everything right together, and you don't, once you find it, you don't have to search all over. And I will just do these little buds. Those are leaf. Okay, I think that's it. And then I've got light seafoam and granny apple green. And again, I think you could do a lot of different colors. You don't need these exact colors. It's just, these were really pretty. They worked out really well. And light soft seafoam. That looks like a petal I missed. Yeah, I better go back and grab that one. Okay, I'm happy. Okay, so I've got this, and my top. What do I do now? Let me think. Okay, I'm gonna turn it over, and okay, I'm low on these, and I have to do a class, and I want to leave them for everybody. But look how pretty these are. They're really neat. So I'm not using them. One thing I was gonna use and I can't find them is, you know, those I don't know what they're called, silicone things or something that you get those little packets of when you buy something new, like a new jacket, and it's in your pocket. You can use those things in here, and that would look like water or something. But I'm going to use an old one called Iridescent Sequin Assortment, because I think the colors are really pretty. And we'll go, and you just put some in. You don't need it halfway full, because you want them to be able to shake around, but you want it maybe a quarter of the way or so. Okay, so then I'm going to take off the back, and with my take your pick tool, and the thing I'm doing is, this is easy for me to line up because I made the white cardstocks the same measurement. Otherwise, you'd be guessing if you had a little one, and you can't turn it over without this stuff dumping out. So that's my reason I did it that way. And when we turn over, we'll see how good I was. Okay, so yeah, I'm happy. Isn't that neat? I love it, love it. I might like that as well as my other one. I don't know about better, but it's certainly pretty. Okay, what did I do then? Okay, then I'm ready for the card. This is our new Just Jade color. It's a in color. I'm gonna glue this and this. Yeah, that's it. That looks even. And then I'm putting, this is from, oops, this way. It's from Forever Greenery. Let me show you this really quickly. This was my favorite paper, really because of this one. I just love that one. But look at this, isn't that great? So that paper is called Forever Greenery, and it's beautiful. But so I just took I cut a small piece of it, and then I cut out the middle using what are those called? Stitched rectangle dies. And so I have a big pile of those that I'm going to do something else with. But I thought this was pretty. Okay, I have a few seconds to line it up. There you go. Isn't that pretty? I like that one. Okay, so come on, get off of there. I'm going to do the middle too. So remember how I said don't do anything with the middle piece. This is such a fancy card that I wanted to decorate the inside. So I'm going to grab Thanks a Bunch. This is from this one, Celebrate Sunflowers. Thanks a bunch. I'm going to try to do it straight. Don't you guys love the cling stamps? Remember when you used to hold it and sometimes it would fall off on your masterpiece? That was so sad. So now they at least stay on there. They're great. Okay, thanks a bunch. And just because I have this cute little thing, I'll do that at the bottom and pair. And again, try to get it straight. That's what the Stamparatus is for, but I didn't get it out. Okay, oh, that looks good. Okay, so there you go. That's a really sweet little card. And the only question in my mind is what's going to happen when I mail it. So I'm going to try it. I'm going to test it out. And I'll put something on here to let you guys know. But somebody yesterday, who was it? Carol, something from the mainland, told me try doing it inside out like this. But you're still going to need bubble wrap or something around here. You could do it like this and put something over it to protect it, and then put an extra stamp, put hand cancel, and cross your fingers. So, and, but I think it's really cute. It's better if you just hand it to the person, but it's a pretty great card if you can get it there intact. And pretty soon I'll do another video and show you guys how to make the same card with a flat window sheet like we're used to doing shaker cards. Okay, thank you. Thanks for watching. Okay, you guys made it. Hope you did okay with my instructions, and please subscribe and give me a thumbs up and maybe leave me a comment. I'm enjoying doing these YouTube videos now and getting the hang of them. Wanted to show you a couple more shaker cards, and this one I did yesterday, and it's really fun. Isn't that cute? There's sunflower seeds in there. So again, I need to, I'm gonna mail these to someone on the mainland and just put extra postage and put hand cancel on it and then see what happens when they come. But I thought that was really cute. And then, you know, I've been doing my envelopes lately too. After I did this one video and I had so much response, I thought, oh, I really should be doing these. You know, you go to so much trouble to make a beautiful card. Why not go all out? So this one I just decorated with a contrasting designer series paper and did the sunflower on the front. And I just have another that I tried making a Christmas card with. But it's kind of endless ideas with the mason jar. So I hope you guys have fun with this set and ask me if you have any questions or anything. Okay, thanks a lot. Have fun.